A soft Los Angeles breeze meanders through the leafy streets of Bel Air, brushing against manicured hedges and carrying with it whispers of Hollywood's golden era. Tucked away in one of the most storied neighborhoods in Southern California, a sprawling estate once owned by the legendary Jimmy Stewart stands as a testament to the gentle grace and enduring talent of a man whose name is synonymous with classic American cinema. Far more than just bricks and mortar, this $4.8 million residence offers a glimpse into the private refuge of a star beloved for his heartfelt roles and unassuming demeanor, a haven where he could momentarily escape the limelight and indulge in the quiet comforts of home. Jimmy Stewart graced the silver screen in numerous unforgettable performances, from the earnest idealism of Mr. Smith Goes to Washington to the poignant warmth of It's a Wonderful Life. Off camera, his low-key demeanor and philanthropic leanings painted a picture of a gentleman who embodied the very values he so often portrayed. It's easy to imagine Stewart drawn to Bel Air's secluded elegance, seeking a sanctuary away from bustling studio backlots. By the time he secured this home, likely sometime in the mid-20th century, he had become one of Hollywood's most respected leading men. His distinctive voice and everyman charm had already captured America's heart, but it was here, on these quiet residential lanes with sweeping canyon views, that Stewart found the space to simply be. Pull into the property's long, gated driveway, and you're greeted by a facade that balances grandeur with a certain timeless restraint. The home's architecture, classic ranch meets early California revival, boasts large bay windows and pale stucco walls that softly reflect the California sun. A modest veranda stretches across the front, offering shade on warm afternoons and a place to linger over morning coffee. The exterior's understated tones evoke the subtle nature of its one-time owner, a star who never sought ostentation but still cherished the comforts a prosperous career afforded him. Stepping inside, you sense an immediate calm. Sunlight filters through expansive windows, illuminating hardwood floors that have borne witness to decades of laughter and lively conversation. The living room, anchored by a stately fireplace, invites images of Jimmy in a leather armchair, quietly reading scripts or recounting stories of his early days in Hollywood to close friends. Although subsequent owners have added modern updates over the years, many of the vintage elements, like the decorative moldings and exposed ceiling beams, remain in place, suggesting a continuity of character that would have undoubtedly appealed to Stewart's enduring sense of tradition. Down a short corridor lies what was once his study, a room rumored to have housed souvenirs from his military service, along with cherished photographs from the sets of his beloved films. Imagine the faint smell of old books mingling with a California breeze, drifting through a half-open window, where Stewart might have paused to admire Bel Air's rolling hills or reflect on the responsibilities that came with stardom. It's not hard to envision him penning letters here, thanking fans for their loyalty or corresponding with fellow actors who admired his quiet leadership both on and off the screen. Venturing further into the heart of the residence, you'll find the kitchen, a sunlit space designed for both family gatherings and the casual dinners Stewart was known to enjoy with friends. Perhaps he stood at these very countertops, slicing fresh produce from the local farmer's market or reminiscing about filming westerns with director Anthony Mann. Just beyond is a formal dining area that opens to a patio, a spot rumored to have been the backdrop for weekend barbecues and intimate celebrations. On certain afternoons, if the wind is just right, one might catch a faint echo of the city's pulse, a reminder of Los Angeles just beyond the estate's seclusion. Outside, the gardens display a measured elegance that speaks to Stewart's own persona, a meticulously landscaped yard with bursts of colorful flowers, yet never so manicured as to feel contrived. Gnarled oak trees offer pockets of shade, and a stone pathway meanders toward a swimming pool that glistens under the California sun. There are stories, unconfirmed but passed along in hushed local lore, of Jimmy Stewart standing by that pool, reflecting on life's unpredictability, the arc of his storied career, and the friendships he made in an industry that could be as unforgiving as it was glamorous. The estate changed hands after Stewart's passing in 1997, each new owner contributing their own touches while still honoring the property's historic allure. Rumors suggest that an extensive but respectful renovation took place, preserving elements like the wooden beams and the original fireplace mantel, an homage to the man whose gentle spirit many believe still resonates throughout the home. Locals recall glimpses of the listing photos during the $4.8 million sale, searching for traces of the actor's presence, whether in the curve of a window arch or the subtle way the natural light warms the foyer. Although this Bel Air residence is privately owned, some enthusiasts and film buffs do occasionally wander by, hoping to catch a fleeting glimpse of what remains of Stewart's legacy. Perhaps they're drawn by the idea that within those walls, a cinematic legend once led an ordinary, peaceful life, unwinding from the pressures of Hollywood, celebrating birthdays with loved ones, and perhaps even penning heartfelt poems, a little-known passion of his. Jimmy Stewart devoted considerable time, be it youth programs or cultural institutions. It's easy to picture this home as more than a retreat. Maybe it doubled as a quiet headquarters for his charitable endeavors. Perhaps in the cozy study he composed letters to benefit the Boy Scouts of America, for which he was a lifelong advocate, or debated the best way to champion local arts initiatives that are still vital to Los Angeles communities today. With the estate's private gates firmly closed to the public, it's uncertain whether this home will ever serve as a museum or be open for tours in honor of Stewart's enduring cultural impact. Still, the curiosity remains. After all, Jimmy Stewart was more than an actor. He was a beacon of humility and kindness, traits that endeared him to fans across generations. His ability to communicate sincerity and hope continues to resonate, making this Bel Air sanctuary a poignant reminder of what a life well lived can represent. Strolling away from the property, you might feel a wistful tug, imagining an era when neighbors waved hello, and Hollywood icons could be found tending their gardens or walking their dogs down palm-lined streets. The spirit of Jimmy Stewart lingers like a gentle echo here, carried by the mild Bel Air breeze that rustles the treetops. In the hush of early evening, you can almost see him stepping onto the veranda, greeting the sunset with that soft-spoken charm that made him one of America's most treasured leading men. If these walls could talk, they'd likely share stories of heartfelt conversations, warm gatherings, and a quiet resilience that underscored Stewart's life, both in front of the camera and away from it. Ultimately, this $4.8 million abode serves as a silent but enduring touchstone in the tapestry of Hollywood history. It reminds us that sometimes the brightest stars seek not the roar of the crowd, but the comfort of home, where laughter, reflection, and genuine human connection matter most. Even if you only catch a fleeting glimpse in a photograph or read about it in an article, this Bel Air residence sparks the imagination. Would you visit this storied domain if you could? It's tempting to think that within those warm beams and sunlit rooms, the essence of Jimmy Stewart's gentleness still abides, offering a timeless reflection on what it means to be both ordinary and extraordinary all at once.